International exhibitors travelling with your work.
You are considered an international exhibitor if you do not live in the UK. Firstly, you can watch a version of this video on PAF TV on YouTube where you can add captions in your own language. There is also a script which you can download and translate using Google Translate. The links are in the shipping or travelling section below. You must use a UK agent at the border when you bring your work by hand. They will submit paperwork for you. Parallax holds TA status, which means you do not need to pay import VAT or duty at the border. Overview. This overview covers both importing, when you travel to the UK, and exporting, when you leave the UK. For both ways, you need two pieces of information. 1. An inventory, which is a list of the works you are bringing. 2. Parallax import or export letter. How to put an inventory together. An inventory is a list of the work you are bringing. It should be put together in Excel or Word. Here is an example. At the top, you can see that it includes your name and address. You can see that it also includes country of origin, this is where you live, commodity codes, which I'll talk about in a moment, title of your works, description, which includes materials and dimensions, weight of each work, and price. At the bottom, you can see that it includes two totals, total weight and total price. At the top again, you can see that it includes how many bags or boxes you are bringing the works in. We'll now talk about commodity codes and what you need for that section.
Choose the codes that apply to you and enter them into your inventory. This relates to paintings, drawings and pastels executed entirely by hand, collages and similar decorative plaques. This relates to original sculptures and statuary in any material. This relates to original engravings, prints and lithographs. Photography, if it is digitally printed, comes under this category. This relates to articles of jewellery and parts thereof of silver, whether or not plated or clad with other precious metal, excluding antiques over 100 years old. These relate to porcelain or china. These relate to common pottery. And this relates to earthenware or fine pottery. If your work is glassware, textiles, handmade cushions for example, millinery, stationery, sew, artistic sew, or furniture, please contact the office for the correct commodity code.
Importing your artwork. To import your artwork, you must send a copy of your inventory and Parallax import letter to your chosen agent before you travel. You'll also need to tell them where you are arriving in the UK. For example, if you are arriving at Heathrow Airport, you'll need to tell them the date and flight number. You can find a list of agents in the shipping or travelling section below. Your agent will send you a completed MIB form, which is short for Merchandise in Baggage. It looks like this. When you arrive at the airport or train station, you must go to customs and look for the red channel or the red phone because you are declaring your works. If you can't find it, ask a member of staff. If you have to use the red phone, you will normally be asked to wait by border force until they arrive. When you are at customs, give them your MIB form. They will stamp it with a date and give it back to you. You should email a copy of this to your agent and to Parallax. Exporting your artwork. It's important to remember that you also need to export your work after the fair. This releases your work from being a temporary UK product, so you don't have tax problems when you get home. Now, if you're catching a plane on the Sunday night after the fair, it's important not to book it too early because you need time to contact your agent, get to the airport, and then declare your work at customs. When you travel, the first thing is to let your agent know which works you sold, what time your transport leaves, and which airport or train station you're leaving from. Your agent will then send you a second MIB, which is for export. You need to get this MIB stamped by customs. When you arrive at the airport or train station, you must go to the red channel at customs or pick up the phone in the red channel. Do not board your plane or train without doing this, because if you do that, your artwork will be illegally in your own country when you get home. If customs is not open, look for the red channel phone or ask a member of staff. When you're at customs, give them your MIB so they can stamp it. They may ask for your import MIB, so make sure you have a copy handy. Send a copy of the newly stamped MIB to your agent and Parallax. You can do that after you've travelled home, but don't forget to send it. Summary. In summary then, travelling to and from the UK happens in 4 steps. Firstly, you need 2 pieces of information, an inventory and Parallax import or export letter. 2. You give these to a UK agent and tell them the date of your journey. 3. Your agent gives you a MIB. 4. You show your MIB at the red channel at the airport or train station when arriving and leaving the UK. Customs stamps this and you send a stamped copy to your agent and Parallax.